All right, absolute pleasure to be joined by Nathan Ellis in far north Queensland. Mate, how lucky are we to be up here at this time of year?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, you know, this time of year I don't often wear the shorts and t-shirt down in Tassie, so to be playing cricket in Australia this time of year, it's obviously been, it's obviously great, and it's been a great tour so far, and I feel like hopefully the best is yet to come.
I want to start just with that story that came out recently about the night of the Big Bash final. Your wife, Connie, was there. For those who haven't heard it, maybe do you just want to give us another rundown of that amazing night?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's sort of caught like wildfire a little bit a few months ago now, but yeah, obviously the Big Bash is a hectic time of year for everyone who involved, and as a new captain as well, probably adds another layer. So it was a pretty stressful time, a great time. We were doing well, and we made my first Big Bash final. And the morning of the game, Connie sort of woke up and she just said, "I'm going for a run." And I was like, "Okay, good morning to you too." It was kind of a bit weird, and I thought maybe she's just nervous or wants to get out of my way, and I didn't think too much of it. And obviously went about our day with the meetings and game day preparation, all that sort of stuff. And the game, it was what it was. It was a great night, and we managed to win, and obviously on cloud nine there, and we had the trophy and crowd on the field and our families on the field. And I was doing the radio interviews, sort of one after the other, about 7 or 8 of them, and by that stage people sort of are going into the change room to start the celebrations. We had a cast of thousands down there, and I could see in the corner of my eye Connie was still on the field, and I thought, it's weird, like she doesn't usually do that, and all the other partners and families were already in the change room. And as I finally got to the end, she just came up to me with a big smile on her face and just gave me the news, said she was pregnant. And as I said on that interview, it just, whilst I was already here and didn't think I could go any higher, it just took me to another level. And it's an absolute, fairy tale story, I guess, is the best way to do it, best way to explain it. So it's a good story, and people like to hear it, and it's something that we won't forget. And I'm excited to hopefully tell the story one day to our impending child.
Yeah, congratulations. How long had she known for?
So she found out that morning.
Yeah, right.
So I think that hence the
quick getaway.
Yeah, the quick getaway and run, and the way she came back from the run and didn't run and not come back.
Nice. And so when's the baby due? How long until you've?
Early October. So
exciting.
we're close, but a little while off yet. So still got a little bit of time to sort myself out and get my ducks in a row.
That's great. So back onto the cricket side of things, we are in the middle of the T20 series and the ODI series against South Africa. You played in 2 of those 3 T20s. How do you prepare differently for ODI against a T20, for example?
For me at the moment, coming off sort of a lot of cricket with 5 in the West Indies and a short amount of time at home, it's probably the preparations around getting physically right, mentally right, freshening up a little bit. I feel like the white ball stuff and the bowling side of things is just at where it's at.
Yeah,
there's not much I can cram into a couple of days leading into the one days. Yeah. So for me now, it's all about getting my body right, feeling good, feeling fresh, and hitting the ground running tomorrow.
Speaking of feeling fresh, you played all 5 of those T20s in the West Indies, which you all won.
Yeah.
And then the first match of this series, but then you rested for the second game. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Because obviously you want to play as much cricket as you can, right?
Yeah, and and it's one of those things at times you got to let your head take over your heart. I'm always of the opinion I just want to play as much as I can whilst I've got the opportunity. But there's, people with much better credits in the bank to tell me that I need a rest, and completely understand where it was at, and happy I got the rest, and happy we got to play in the series decider, and happy we got the win. So, I mean, with the 5 in the West Indies, if you sort of look at it as an 8-game block, to play 7 of them, I'm more than happy with that. So
yeah. And everybody talks about you're always bowling the tough overs, and it seems to me that you relish that sort of opportunity. How do you go about planning for those, bowling at the death? Like, are you heavily involved with your plans to each individual player? Like, how much input do you have on that sort of side of things?
Lots. And I think as someone who bowls at the death, I think it's the onus is on you a little bit. And I would say I'm quite unique. If you look at us as a bowling group, you probably got me and Josh Hazelwood bowling at either end, and we probably couldn't be more different. but yeah, I do a lot of video and a lot of
Yeah.
take a lot of notes, and you also play. You're at the point now where there's so much franchise cricket that you play a lot of these guys around the world and in different tournaments in different countries that it actually can come a little bit of cat and mouse. This is what I did to him last time. Is he waiting for that? Do I change up? And all that sort of stuff. So I feel like there's a little bit of intuition involved in it as well. And but at the end of the day, it's a role I love. It's a role you've got to love, I think, because I feel like it's you're going to have more bad days than good days. But yeah, to be honest, I'll do any role that's available to play in this team.
So on any given day, you might be juggling 2 or 3 different plans for any particular batter. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. I think in anything you have a plan A, and then when plan A doesn't work, you fall back to B, C, D, and etc. But yeah, we're very lucky. Our coaching staff here is top tier, and as well as our captain. I feel on the field we're second to none in terms of planning and calmness, which I think is key, but also our bowling coach. We've got Griffo now, we've got Dan Vittori and James Franklin in the West Indies, as well as Ronnie, who, as I said, it's sort of they're top tier in terms of where we're at with T20 cricket.
Yeah, and in terms of being a white ball bowler, what do you see as the most important trait that you've got to have to be a good one?
Most important trait?
Or skill, or...
Most important trait, maybe an idiot, maybe, is probably the first word that came to mind for myself. I always say, you get the question from my kids in the crowd, sort of, what piece of advice would you give? And I'm always a little bit gun shy to give one piece of advice because I just feel like I'm working it out still myself. But one thing I have said is I feel like you always need 2 balls that you can 100% feel confident to fall back on. Because when the proverbial does hit the fan, you need to have a ball that you can confidently say, I'm going to execute, or not be a little bit gun-shy to bowl. So I feel like if you have 2 of them, when it's not going your way or it's not your night, you can rest easy knowing that you can fall back on that. So, yeah.
The Yorker is still one of the most effective, but I'm sure probably one of the hardest to execute. Who are the best Yorker bowlers in world cricket at the minute, in your opinion?
Oh, I'd be silly not to say Bumrah. I think it's him then daylight. I feel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he feels like he doesn't miss. He bowls it at every stage. It's become a really high risk ball with how good batters are executing. So it's become a really high risk ball. But yeah, he's him then daylight.
Yeah, okay. And so when you're watching other cricket, even if the Aussies aren't playing, and you see a bowler like execute like there's nothing else, do you enjoy watching other bowlers go about their business?
Yeah,
a bit of a nuffy.
Yeah, well, absolutely, and it's definitely an art, and I think everyone's so different at it, and people have different philosophies and different ways they set up overs or go about it and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely sort of nuff out on the death bowling sort of stuff. Yeah.
Well, just on that, I've brought a ball with us, and
that's a bit new for me, I reckon.
There are lots of obviously variations that we've seen over the years: split fingers, back of the hands, knuckle balls, all sorts of things. I want to just get you to maybe try and demonstrate a few, because, and you don't have to show us your whole artillery, of course, but how does it feel differently in your hand? How do you deliver it differently? Maybe give us a run through of a couple if you don't mind.
Well, I'd say the first one, and probably something I've become a little bit synonymous for, is the back of the hand slower ball.
Yeah.
And my cue for that is you probably don't even need this. I try to keep it as simple and as similar to my on-pace ball as possible, and I think that's, with any slower ball, I would say that's the biggest piece of advice I would give, is keeping your arm action as fast as it is when you bowl your standard ball. And then I think on slower wickets, more wickets we've had in subcontinent or around here at the moment, actually, you go to your cutters, and my whole biggest, because when you're bowling a cutter, you'll be turning the ball one way or the other. And what I do now is I play around with just the seam positions of where I bowl it, how I bowl it, because it reacts differently whether it lands on that or it lands on the seam.
Right. Sort of the same philosophy to the wobble seam.
Very much so.
Right.
Very much so. So you don't really control what it's going to do after, but you hope it's just inconsistent.
Yeah.
And then I think from there you're varying your line, either it's wide, straight, or your length, you're going shorter or fuller. But yeah, a lot of it is trying to evolve. I found I bowled a knuckle a little bit. I stopped bowling the knuckleball just purely because I found it was a bit too different, not different enough from my back of the hand slow ball.
Oh, really?
So I felt like it didn't people didn't really need the ability to pick it, and also wasn't very good, to be honest with you.
And how does that look in your hand? What's a knuckleball look like?
So I actually bowled this a lot with Peter Siddle. Peter was
right.
he was down in Tassie for a couple of years, and I didn't have a knuckleball at the time, and he was bowling it a lot. And it was really interesting, his philosophy on it. He held it out a little bit and was pulling it back in when his arm was going back to bowl. He was pulling it back into there.
Wow.
And then talking to Josh Hazelwood here, who bowls a really nice knuckleball, he talks about the inconsistencies of the ball, or the natural variation is how far you get your fingers back, because you can't really control how it's sort of luck of the draw.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll get them both all the way back, sometimes you get one, sometimes you get half of both, and it comes out at different speeds, whether it swings. But I haven't bowled that in a little while, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think I had a month at home recently, which I haven't got over the last few years, and that was a really good opportunity to start working on some things and trying some things and thinking outside the box.
Nice.
Which I think is really important in a game where it feels like batters are getting better and better and better and more innovative, that, making sure that we're not just bowling machines.
Are you hinting that maybe there's a new delivery in the works?
Maybe, but yeah, we'll see.
And so not everybody can bowl the back of the hand slow ball like you. Is that because the degree of difficulty is pretty high? It takes a lot of practice, or?
I don't know. I think I'm probably I'm lucky with my action. I got a fast arm speed and a little bit of a frog in the blender type thing, as I've been called before. But it took me a long time to bowl it confidently. I can't really remember. I feel like I remember bowling it at grade cricket in Sydney at training.
Yeah.
And probably 1 in every 3 would hit the roof or hit the side net. So it took me a long time to get the courage to bowl it in the game. But I remember responding to it really well. Straight away.
Okay.
So again, that became one of the balls I would fall back on when, as I said earlier, when things aren't going well, and I feel like it can set me up.
And Australia have had a few good exponents of it as well, from your Simon O'Donnells to your James Faulkners and Clint Mackay's, those sorts of guys. Did you sort of watch them as you were coming through?
Yeah, and Clint Mackay's is one of the ones that I've watched a fair bit, I reckon.
Okay, yeah.
Hope he doesn't see this, but just similar in terms of the arm speed and the way it sort of came out. I think obviously Jim Crock being a left arm, it was a little bit different, and I feel like Clint Mackay's one is the one I look at and go, yeah, that was one of the better ones.
Yeah, nice. And so the big three, obviously there's been a lot of talk about them and where you sit in relation to all that. Firstly, it must be such a privilege to be able to play alongside these greats of Australian cricket, right?
Absolutely. I've said it 1,000 times. I just to rub shoulders with those guys, and probably up there, as it's well noted, it's they're probably the best 3 bowlers we've had in the history, all play at the same time. Yeah. So to rub shoulders with those guys, it's a constant internal battle, because it's one thing where I feel grateful and honoured to be a part of the squad and rub shoulders with them and be a part of that bowling group. But at the same time, it's I want to be playing and you're competing with these guys as well. So it's taken me a little while to stop being in awe and start seeing them as teammates and equals, if you will. But it's not lost on me how good those blokes are, and it's not lost on me the opportunity I have to be a part of that bowling group. You
said in the West Indies that it's been a shift of your mindset because you knew you were going to play those games, but come the T20 World Cup, there's a chance that you won't play those games. So how do you juggle that mental side of the game?
For me, it's pretty easy. I enjoyed the West Indies, preparing and going over knowing I was playing, but I think when I've gotten really used to not knowing if I was going to be in the team. Those are the restless nights you have where you're not sure if you're going to play or not the next day. But I think not being in the team, I just want to be a good teammate, and I want to contribute to winning tournaments, winning series, and winning games, whether that's filling hydrolytes or whether we're filing cricket balls. It's just because I want to be there to lift the trophy and be a part of it. So that sort of things I'm not fussed about, because the 11's the 11 and cricket's cricket. You get picked, you don't get picked sometimes. But it's more just taking the opportunity that I would have given my left arm for when I was 10.
Now, we were talking in the office about Scott Boland and his spot in the Test team. He might get dropped after taking a Test hat-trick. Looking back at the stats, you took a T20 hat-trick and you didn't play the next game. What happened there? Were you dropped? Surely not.
I actually can't remember. It was dropped. For theatre, I'll say I was dropped. Yeah, it was dramatic. It was a big dramatic dropping. No, it's I feel like on those long tours, there's plans in place in terms of rotating bowlers. So you sort of know how many games you're going to play, how many games you're likely to play. Obviously, things change and injuries happen and all that sort of thing. So, But yeah, dropped after that.
How often are you watching that hat trick back?
Well, it was hard to find the footage. I was saying the other day, it was such a unique tour, such a unique time with COVID and
Not sure
everything.
it was broadcast, was it?
I'm pretty sure a
YouTube stream
betting agency picked it up at the last minute. It's actually funny because obviously friends and family trying to watch my debut back home. It was picked up by a betting agency at the last minute, and so my grandma had to get an account on a betting agency, and to watch it had to put $5 into the account. So yeah, just crazy to look back on now, really.
Yeah, that was 2021. The highlights are on cricket.com.au. So
are they?
I'll send you the link if you
beautiful.
want to rewatch those. Let's talk about the Big Bash because, as we touched on that amazing victory in the final last year, and then some changes this year as well. Tim David has re-signed, but you've brought in Jake Weatherald and Bo Webster, and then there's the internationals as well. That must make you excited about the summer ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we feel like we had a pretty well-rounded squad last year. And the additions of the guys that you just said. It's
two of the most informed guys in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, I think good blokes as well. So I think that's a really big thing and something as a captain I'm really big on is change room environment. And I think in T20 cricket it's really important.
Yeah.
So who knows how much we see them. I feel like there's a lot happening in the test space. So, but I know if things don't work out the way that those guys sort of wanted, they'll be in and around the team and they'll be ready to go. And it's a great time to be a Hurricanes player in Tassie. It was obviously a great season last year, and it feels like there's a good buzz around cricket in Tassie at the moment. So, already excited to get back. We've added a couple of world-class spinners to the ranks as well, which is really exciting. So it's a great time of year in Tassie. It's a great squad to be a part of, and who knows? Hopefully we can have another good season.
Yeah, two leg spinners in Rehan Ahmed and Rishad Hussain. Tell me, what do you know about those guys?
A fair bit. Obviously, you do a lot of work leading into the draft. We got Rishad the year prior, but he unfortunately had to pull out. So we've on him again. I think he's sort of someone that he came onto the international stage in the big way in the World Cup.
Yeah,
and impressed a lot of people there. And since then has been really impressive. Watching him lately as well, obviously since we got him, I feel like I've watched every ball he's bowled. And he's really impressive. I think he's going to match up with Bell Reeve really, really well. I think the wicket's going to suit him.
He's quite a tall leggy, isn't he?
Very much so, yeah. And we've obviously got Rehan Ahmed, who's he's an international player. He's doing really well. He's had a bump a few months in the county season, and he's playing well in the 100 as we speak. So it's going to be competitive for spots, but it's a blessing and a curse to have those players in the squad and all that talent. But you're obviously might have to have some tough conversations at some point. So anytime you're struggling to pick an 11 with too much quality, I think you're in a good spot.
You're not a native Tasmanian, but after the way you were embraced at the end of last season, do you feel like one?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to say. It's coming up to my 9th year down in Tassie,
really?
Which is just, I was doing the maths the other day, so it's crazy. I feel like a Hobartian myself. I don't get back to Sydney much anymore. Obviously holds a huge place in my heart, but yeah, Hobart is a place that I love and a place that I feel like I owe a lot to. So to experience that and see what Hobart and what Tassie was like, in January last year when the Big Bash was happening, it was pretty special. And for me, obviously saying all that, but it was really special to see players, the local players like Wadey and Mitchie Owen and Riley and Caleb George, sort of see what it meant to them and their families. It was really special. And as a group, we don't often show too much affection or talk too romantically, but I think that was something that we all sort of acknowledged was pretty special.
Love that photo of Mitch Owen on the hill as a 10-year-old little redhead.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a quick little quiz. You're one of only 7 Hurricanes captains in the history of the competition. Do you reckon you can name the other 6?
Bales.
Yeah, he's there.
Wadey.
Yep.
Ben McDermott.
Yes.
Payne.
Payne, yes.
How many is that?
That's 2 to go.
Punter? The punter captain?
No, he didn't. There was a unique captain in the first season, left arm spinner.
X?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 to go. Should I get it? Are they recent? I feel like.
Pretty recent, COVID sort of years.
This is going to be bad. Can we edit this out? Who am I missing?
Not a native Tasmanian either.
Captain.
I think you're out of time. Pete Hanscom.
Oh, foot brush, of course. Stiff, sorry.
Sorry about that, Pete. Just a quick one about the Sheffield Shield, mate. I noticed you played 10 games for Tassie, none since early 2023, but on this podcast we love the Sheffield Shield. Any chance that you'll add to those 10 games?
Who knows? I'd love it.
Is it on the...
Yeah, I love it. It's I look back on those 10 games really fun. It honestly feels like it was 10 years ago. That's what it feels like. I feel like I've played a lot of white ball cricket since then, and
must be hard to juggle with all the work.
Yeah, I mean, it's the schedule's crazy and trying to get physically right. And all my eggs are in this basket. My opportunity for Australia is white ball cricket, and that's what I love doing. If the stars ever align, I'd love to have another go. I really look back fondly on some of the Shield wins I've had. I think they're pretty hard fought, and it's always a great feeling after 4 days to get a win. Who knows if the stars align? Maybe have a crack again.
We saw a sneaky photo on your Instagram of you and Tim David wearing some baggy greens in the West Indies. What was happening there?
It was funny. We sort of arrived, I think it was day 2 and then of the last test, and we went in on day 3 for a training session, but everyone sort of knows what happened day 3. The game moves at 10x speed, and we got there and we're supposed to do a gym session, but Starkey took 12 wickets for nothing, and all of a sudden we were in and getting ready to sing the team song, and funny for the boys chucked us some baggy greens and we whacked them on, and whilst it was a joke, it felt kind of like felt right. But no, it's held the trophy and had a few beers, and sung the team song in a baggy green, and lived a boyhood dream.
That's great. Maybe more of that in the future. Who knows? Just finally on the IPL, a couple of maybe frustrating seasons with Punjab and then Chennai. Not a whole lot of game time. How do you sort of reflect on that? And what can you do better next year to get more game time?
As I sort of said before, I think like you go over there with an insight of who the overseas are, what the squad looks like, and I'm quite a realist with that sort of stuff. I knew going into this year that I might struggle. I didn't think I'd struggle that much to get in, but I sort of really pride myself on not kicking stones and trying to add to the team in any way I can, whether it's bowling at training or just not, as I said, just trying to be a good guy in the change room. And because I think it's really easy to sort of, especially in franchise cricket where you don't know people, you're not very close to people yet. I think it's quite easy to go insular and sort of pull away. I try not to do that. Easier said than done, but the IPL is obviously one of the best tournaments in the world. You can play 4 overseas and your teams usually have 8, so there's going to be a few blokes who miss out. So obviously want to be playing. Every time I have played, I've loved it. I feel like it's probably one of the best tournaments in the world. Just keep putting my hat in the ring and hopefully play some more games, but who knows?
And you got to play alongside Devol Brevis as well, the Super Kings, Chennai Super Kings, what's he like off the field?
Yeah, he's, I knew straight away I saw that, because we played against him as a real youngster.
Did you?
And everyone sort of knew, obviously, when you come with the name of the baby AB, it's like, it feels like a little bit of a hiding to nothing initially, but he showed his talent straight away. Everyone, you could see it straight away. And I think the other thing he comes with is a strong work ethic. Cricket is very big to him. You can see that. He loves it. He works really hard and lives and breathes it. Very calm character, very nice guy. So I sort of knew coming into this tournament, I knew sort of the talent he possessed, and I think he's going to be pretty class moving forward. I mean, we've seen that in the T20s, so whilst not great to see it happen against us, it was obviously a pretty special innings, and who knows where he's going to go.
Hits a big ball too, doesn't he?
He does, and doesn't look at it for the first part, which I think is a bit of a big dog move. But
well, how do you take that as a bowler?
Don't even.
It is what it is.
I don't look at the ball either when it goes for 6, so if a batter hits me for 6, I'm not doing my best not to look at it, so I can sort of empathise there. He's very talented.
Good stuff, mate. Thanks for your time and good luck in your ODI series.
Perfect. Thank you.